All right. Next up in this is a bittersweet game for me. Really weird game for me, I would say. My alma mater, Syracuse, taking down my preseason national title pick in Clemson, 34-21. I couldn't really even enjoy this game, Dalton, because all my friends who also went to Syracuse with me in our group chat was just making fun of me. I was trying to enjoy the win with them, and they were like, "No, you're not a part of this. Like, you picked Clemson to win it all."
Wow,
you've
been shunned.
I know.
You picked the wrong shade of orange. Jeez.
I just look at this for me live.
Oh, wow. Wow, that rules. Look at that. That might be the greatest thing I've ever seen, actually. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how early he got up this morning to make that, but that's just fantastic. Look at that.
Damn it.
Wow.
Just a weird. It feels weird.
That's an all-time graphic right there.
It feels weird. It feels really weird.
Is that how it feels? Just like that?
It does, yeah.
Jeez.
They gave up everything for Syracuse to beat Clemson, unfortunately. Now my national title pick, my dreams of going 3 for 3 in my career at PFF, picking the national title, were right, is dead. That's dead now. All right, let's get to the highest grade player, starting off with the Syracuse Orange. Highest grade player was defensive tackle Rashard Perry, 80.6. Linebacker Antoine Delorier with a 79.5. David Omopariola, the edge rusher, 75.7. Devin Grant, the safety, 74.5. Chris Peel, the corner, 70.4. And Steve Angeli, the quarterback, 76.1. Let's go over to Clemson with their highest grade players in the loss for the Tigers, now 1-3 on the season. Jaheim Lawson, 88 grade in the victory. Avion Terrell, 79.9, the cornerback. Another edge rusher here in Will Helt, 72.3. Maybe a top 10 pick in Peter Woods, D-tackle, 72.3 as well. Another edge rusher in Cade Denoff, 71.2. And Cade Klubnik with a 67.7 grade in the loss. Kind of crazy, Dalton, that there's 3 Clemson edge rushers in the top 5, and none of them were TJ Parker either. I don't know what he's graded out as. I got to look it up real quick.
It wasn't. I don't believe it was too far off from there.
Okay.
Check that, but it wasn't too far off from there.
Still a good day for the Clemson defensive line, but not a good day overall for Clemson this one. Dalton, what told the story in this game?
Yeah, I would argue through the first 4 weeks, this is the story of college football. It's just the downfall of Clemson. They're 1-3 now, and I think I'm going to get into multiple numbers here, but the one that keeps sticking out to me, and look, they fell behind 10-0 in this game. Credit to Fran Brown with the onside kick after the first touchdown drive to really get up 10 on this team and force Clemson out of their element on offense. But I'll be honest, I don't know what their element is on offense, and a big reason for that is, once again, Max, Clemson's offensive line, 58.1 PFF grade, 54.5 pass blocking grade, 56.5 run blocking grade. This offensive line in 4 games has just not been good enough. I've talked about this multiple times, but I'll be honest with you, it's just emblematic. I watched this game on offense, and you know what I see Cade Klubnik having to do? And because I don't think Cade Klubnik, has he been A+ spectacular? Not really, but he's still been not bad. He's still Cade Klubnik. He's solid. I see Cade Klubnik having to carry this Clemson team in a way that Joe Burrow generally has to carry the Cincinnati Bengals.
I like that comparison.
That's where I'm at. Offensive through 4 games, offensive line 110th, rushing grade 110th, receiving grade 86 with those receivers. Defensive grade overall 41st. We were expecting it at minimum a top 10 defense out of this unit. Coverage grade, 76, and that really let him down in this game. You mentioned all the highly graded defensive linemen. The secondary was not good in this game. Avion Terrell graded pretty high, but the rest of the secondary, not good at all. This Clemson, I mean, we just have to say it. We have to say it in plain English. This Clemson team is not a good football team.
Yeah.
They're just not. And they have a lot of names. They have a lot of talent. Maybe they'll be better throughout the season, but right now they're not. And through way too many facets of their team, they're playing below average football. And if you do that, this is what's going to happen, is you're going to get teams that punch you in the mouth early, like Georgia Tech did, like Syracuse did. LSU just shut them down. All the way around, this team right now, they're playing 1-3 football. They've played 16 quarters, and honestly, to me, they've only played good football in about maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's a great comparison to Joe Burrow, because my stat is Cade Klubnik, 63 dropbacks in this game. No offense in college football, just like the Bengals in the NFL relies on their quarterback more than Cade Klubnik and Joe Burrow. Second most dropbacks in his career behind the Orange Bowl against Tennessee in his freshman year. 0.043 EPA per pass, which is a season high, actually, for Clemson, but it is still one of the worst they've had since last year, too. They've only had 3 games all of last year with that low of a number. So season high in EPA per pass, and it's still one of the worst marks they would have had last year, too. Offensive line was really bad, run blocking and pass blocking. Again, I think anyone who's looking at Clemson and placing the blame on Cade Klubnik right now is not right. I don't think
it's what they do. I mean, they're going to blame people blame
the quarterback.
people blame quarterbacks, and honestly, you could still argue he's been their best player.
And he's not carrying. Listen, the comparison to Joe Burrow. I'm not saying he's been as good as Joe Burrow, or Burrow legit almost carried that Bengals team to the playoffs last year. So he hasn't been as good as that. But Cade Klubnik has been good enough, honestly. It's the rest of this offense right now is completely falling apart on him. I don't think the blame should be placed on Cade Klubnik. I think far, far more blame should be on that offensive line first, then the lack of really a run game right now, then the defense is not playing well at all yesterday either. I think Cade Klubnik is far from the biggest issue at Clemson right now. Has he been the best quarterback in America like I thought he would be going into the year, and like Dalton and I both picked him to win the Heisman? Absolutely not, and we were dead wrong about that. I'll admit that. But he has not been the issue for the Clemson Tigers either. I think a lot of other things are letting them down right now. Dawn, what was the most impressive part of the Syracuse win, though?
I'll tell you what, especially early in this game when Angeli was still in, Syracuse wide receivers were balling, man. Jonte Cook with 6 catches for 113 yards. He almost equaled his total from the first 3 games of the season in this game. Justice Ross Simmons, 5 catches, 3 of them contested, 53 yards, couple of touchdowns. Darrell Gill with a big-time touchdown, too. These Syracuse receivers, you actually pointed them out in our team preview that they might be the strength of this team. They were in this game. They've got a really nice receiving core. They were balling out, especially in the first half of this game.
Absolutely. I'll go with Steve Angeli, which is a little bittersweet as well. Because
just awful.
We suffered what seemed to be a pretty serious injury. A lot of people talk about maybe being the Achilles for him, unfortunately. But he was once again very solid in this game. 74.5 passing grade, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. 2 big-time throws, 0 turnover-worthy plays. He leads the country right now with 12 big-time throws on the season. He was on his way to what looked like another great year for a Syracuse quarterback. Now, LSU transfer Ricky Collins will take over at quarterback. Now, Steve Angeli is a redshirt junior, so he still has another year of eligibility. Plus, the fact that he got hurt in the 4th game of the year, he can probably get a medical waiver too. So maybe he has 2 more years potentially too, but a really brutal end for Steve Angeli, potentially brutal end for what was looking like a really promising year for him. And at least, if this really is the final game for him this season, at least he led Syracuse to a very memorable win on the road over Clemson. I know it's not the same Clemson that we thought it was going into the year, but still a great win for Fran Brown and Steve Angeli, and hopefully he recovers soon and Syracuse is quarterback again. But now Syracuse is 3-1 in the season. This is a team, Dalton, that we thought would struggle to make a bowl game. Now they got to win 3 of their last 8 games now to make a bowl game.
Well, they're playing well the last few weeks, and it really seemed to jumpstart when they made that comeback on UConn. Thank you for ruining my upset pick. Ever since that moment and when they came back from that, Syracuse has played well. But now to get to a bowl game and maybe even further, it's likely going to be on Ricky Collins. I mean, I know we're waiting on official diagnosis, but it certainly didn't look good for Angeli. But he's got good receivers to work with. Collins came in and threw a touchdown right when he came in. That really, you could say, put this thing away, put Syracuse up by 20. And look, credit to him. It's never easy to win at Clemson. I think the wildest stat for me that I saw roll across the ESPN feed was Clemson now, since the start of last year, has lost 4 home games. They only lost 3 home games the previous 10 years. Since 2014 to 2023, they only lost 3 home games, and now they've lost 4 in the last couple of years. Just unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, really unbelievable stuff. All right, so really bittersweet game, unfortunately for me. As a Syracuse alum, I tried to enjoy it as much as I could, but my preseason national champion, Clemson, is now pretty much dead. It's for that dream to happen. So unfortunate, but really unfortunate for me as a Syracuse fan. But my brother, who's now at Syracuse, and all my friends who graduated with me from Syracuse are not letting me enjoy it, unfortunately. So it's
they probably don't let you enjoy anything.
They don't. They really don't.